are back, ready to answer your computer, technology, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. Give us a call back here, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. A Faster PC Live technical support is on the air. We will, as normal, we will be going over cybersecurity, showing you the latest and biggest, most critical threats that are out there so that you can be prepared, so that you can take action. We will go over some password issues that are out there because of some massive data breach, and we'll talk about streaming. And so you'll want to watch all of that if you are listening on the radio, because we are heard every Saturday here in the 10 o'clock hour on WPSL 1590 on Florida's Treasure Coast. If you're listening on the radio and we are talking about something, sometimes on the live stream, because we're streaming this simultaneously to YouTube and Facebook. Sometimes on the live stream, you'll be able to actually see and hear what we're talking about. For instance, when we're talking about streaming, we can actually show you a Roku device, and you can actually see what that looks like. We actually have shown how to set it up. And, you know, we probably should go back to that video, roll it out as a separate video. We probably will do that when we get a little bit more time. But anyway, one of what we're doing right now, we're going to be showing you this. And so some of those things we'll be able to show you, even some of the computer questions, we'll be able to show you how you can resolve certain things. And today we're going to be showing you how you can actually connect your account, one particular account, to a Roku device. So you want to watch that. If you want to watch any of that, or maybe even you, instead of calling this show, you want to type your question into the comment section of one of those live videos, you can get the links to both of those at our website, fasterpc.com. So head over there, fasterpc.com. At the very top of the page, there's a button that says Live Technical Support. Go ahead and click on that, Live Technical Support. And what you'll be able to do is, on the left-hand side, there's various ways that you can actually get a Faster PC technician, live technical support with a Faster PC technician, including scheduling your own on-site, scheduling your own remote session, scheduling your own in-shop emergency service. And we also have on the right side various ways that you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support. So you'll want to head over there and watch that right now. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to talk a little bit about Netflix. So when we talk about streaming, really one of the main fathers, or one of the predecessors of streaming, is Netflix. And you may remember, you know, back in the day, there were these video stores, video rental stores, and you could go there and you would rent a VHS tape. And one of those big national chains was Blockbuster. And when people started streaming, they never really made that transition. And then you came out with, Netflix came out, and what Netflix had is they didn't have stores all across the world, all across the nation. What Netflix had is they had this little red, and they were actually shipping DVDs, and you could get 2 DVDs a week. I think they probably had a plan where you could get 1 DVD a week, and you could watch a movie. And once you watched it, you could send it back and order another one, get that over to them, you know, get that to them. And so you can actually be watching like 2 movies a week. Well, then they actually saw, hey, you know what, we can actually start streaming this. And doing that, they became one of the biggest and first streaming platforms where people can watch not only television shows but also movies. And really, you don't have to send in the DVD, you don't have to wait for it to come back. And they're really probably, as far as I know, the only major company out there that transitioned from a video rental company to a streaming platform. Blockbuster certainly didn't do it, but Netflix did do it. Today we're going to show you Netflix, by the way, is available on almost every smart device. So if you have a smart television, whether it's what I would call a dumb smart television. What am I talking about by a dumb smart television? Well, I'm talking about one that's not doesn't have Amazon Fire OS or Google OS, or the biggest one is Roku, where you can install multiple apps, all the apps that you want to install. Some of these quote-unquote smart TVs come with a set number of apps, and that's all you get. You can't add anything, and so I call them, kind of dumb smart televisions. But even if you have a dumb smart television, and some of the really good televisions are kind of dumb and smart. They call themselves smart, but they're not very smart. But they're all going to have a browser, they're all going to have YouTube, they're all going to have Netflix, and maybe a few other things. But you'll actually be able to actually watch Netflix and subscribe to Netflix. There are a lot of people that do subscribe to Netflix. If you do subscribe to Netflix and you want to get Netflix on a Roku device, or you can do it on an Apple TV or Google TV, Amazon Fire TV. So any of these, I'm going to switch over on the live stream, switching over to the Roku so that you can see this. And we're actually going to go to the Netflix app. Now we have a few options here when we open it up. They're going to give us an option of logging in, and if we don't have an account already, we can actually sign up. And they have various plans that you can sign up. In fact, you see Get Started. You see plans from starting at just $7.99. And I'm going to tell you something that's maybe a little bit embarrassing, but I actually signed up for Netflix. We were years ago we had Netflix, and then we canceled them because they really have produced some of their own programming that is really contrary to what I would say is something that we should that really I believe is something that's good and wholesome. So we actually canceled them. Well, then Mike Tyson and Jake Paul were going to be exclusively on Netflix, and I thought they were actually going to fight. I didn't think they were going to go through multiple rounds of trying to see how far they could stay away from each other and how they could actually not hit one another. I thought they were actually going to fight, and I actually subscribed to Netflix for that purpose. And so you can actually join this, and I joined this, and I've kept the subscription until then because I wanted to demo it on this show, and it's taken me until now to do this. So you have an option to join now. You can also go over and sign in. Now there's various ways you can sign in. You can sign in on the remote. So if we use the remote, we're going to type in the email address, we're going to type in the password. But it's kind of, especially if you have a tricky password, it's a little bit difficult to do that. So we're going to click use phone. Now I'm actually not going to use the phone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my computer, and I'm going to demo this on the system. So if you had a smartphone though and you're logged into Netflix, then what you can do is you can actually scan that QR code. What you see on the screen there, if you're watching on the live stream, you see a QR code, and that QR code will take you to netflix.com/TV2. But what we can do instead is we can actually go to Netflix TV, and I actually have already done that. So I'm going to switch over to my computer and show you that. So we're going to Netflix TV, and you see switching back to the Roku device, we see that we actually have a code there, and that code will link this TV to my account. So I'm going to actually type that code. Let me just make sure I'm switching back to the full screen so that you guys can see this on the computer. I'm typing that code in. I'm already logged in to Netflix, by the way. And so I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click continue. Since I'm already logged in, I don't have to log in again. And what happens, I'm going to switch back over. The Netflix screen popped up, and now you just see the N. So this is getting ready to actually watch Netflix. Now it's going to ask me who I am. So I'm going to say I'm Brian, because I am Brian. And, you can tell I actually I haven't really watched Netflix on here. Again, I only got it for that one unfight. It was supposed to be a fight, and I thought, Tyson was actually going to go after Paul, and maybe Paul would go after Tyson. I thought that would be really cool to watch. But you can actually see there's various movies, there's various shows in here, various television shows, various movies. You can search anything that is actually available on Netflix. There's Young Sheldon. And by the way, if you have kids and you're using Netflix, you might want to use some parental controls and limit what they can actually watch so that you can, keep them away from some things that you don't want them to watch. But you instantly have access to multiple different genres, multiple different, not only, again, shows. You see Seinfeld here, so if you're a big Seinfeld fan. And there's the Paul versus Tyson. I was just talking about that, where they tried so hard not to hit each other. You see Smokey and the Bandit, movies from the 80s, movies, you'll see movies that are fairly current. There's a period of time where the movie comes out and you can only watch it at the theater, and then it's released to streaming. And, you're going to be able to see a lot of these as well. So Heartland, some of the programs that are on Netflix are exclusive to Netflix, so they're actually producing their own shows, and you can actually watch some of this. And if you're a subscriber in Netflix, you want to be able to use it on a Roku device, you can definitely do that. Of course, we also show you on this show how you can watch shows for free, and it's really cool to be able to watch movies for free. You're listening to a Faster PC radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have your computer questions answered, is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. Also, you can type your questions into the comment section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for a Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes. Or you just go to our website, afasterpc.com, click on the link to listen to a Faster PC radio. We're here. We're ready to answer your computer questions, and we'll be right back to do that. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC. From the founding of our company, a Faster PC has provided our customers with quality service and computer products at competitive prices. We find that in the current economy, this is more important than ever. A Faster PC recently conducted a market survey and found that our prices are the least expensive in the area. Some of our competitors charge twice what we charge. Perhaps that's why more customers are turning to a Faster PC. We're helping our customers save money by repairing their computers rather than replacing them.
Now, wait a minute. You mean a Faster PC saves customers money?
A Faster PC offers the most competitive prices for computer repair in our area.
Wait a minute. Technicians that know what they're doing for less than the competition?
That's right. A Faster PC can handle anything from software installs, virus, spyware, and malware, and those annoying pop-ups, to QuickBooks, Metisoft, and SoftIn support, from wireless networks to hardware networks. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
Conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. Call 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Microsoft has announced that they are ending support for Windows 10 October 14, 2025. If you continue to use Windows 10 after that point, your computer will be susceptible to security vulnerabilities. A Faster PC can upgrade most computers to Windows 11, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer isn't compatible, and we can even do so remotely without you needing to bring your computer in. Don't be a sitting duck for hackers. Let a Faster PC upgrade your computer. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
When you need to protect your computer from hackers,
you need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
And on the web at
www.afasterpc.com.
That's www.afasterpc.com. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a Faster PC?
For more information, call 772-878-5978. Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio, this is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC Radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page. Or you can go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do. And of course, we are back ready to answer your questions. Again, I wanted to let you know the link to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at our website at fasterpc.com. Click on the live technical support button right at the top. You'll be able to, on the right hand side, see the various ways you can hear and see the show, including links to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel where you can actually watch this live. Now, I do also want to let you know, in the last segment we talked about Netflix. I have shown it now, so we're going to cancel Netflix. I mean, we get a lot of content for free these days, and we've been showing you guys how you can get a lot of that free content as well. And we're going to continue doing that. And if there's ever anything that you want to see on YouTube, or if you want to stream something, maybe it's a sporting event, maybe it's a movie, maybe it's a television show, you want to see how to do it, you can either comment on one of our videos on Facebook or YouTube, or send us a message on Facebook, send us an email through our website. You can also just give us a call to the show, and we'll get that scheduled, and we'll talk about that at on a future show as well. But right now, there's a major password leak that we want to let you know about, that we want to alert you about, so that you can take proactive measures to protect yourself. So 16 billion passwords have been leaked, and you need to ask yourself, are you at risk? And you know what? We're going to tell you what you can do to actually protect yourself. So originally, there was a story, and we covered this. 184 million passwords were leaked, but this was just a warm-up. Researchers just dropped a bombshell over 16 billion login credentials. We're talking about usernames and passwords to major websites. Yes, billion, that's 16 billion, are now exposed in what could be the biggest leak in history. If you've ever used the internet, this affects you. Stay tuned, because we're going to break down exactly what's inside this mega leak, how it happened, and the critical steps you must take right now to protect yourself. So we're going to unpack this and what's happening. This is really a nightmare. Cyber News researchers uncovered 30 massive data sets. some with over 3.5 billion records each, totaling 16 billion stolen credentials. These include social media logins, VPNs or virtual private networks, even government portals, all up for grabs on the dark web. Here's the kicker. This isn't recycled data. This is actually fresh. It's weaponized and ready for phishing attacks. Phishing attacks is where people the hackers are actually trying to trick you into clicking on a link and typing in your username or password. And so these are ripe and ready for phishing attacks that could empty your bank account or hijack your identity overnight. So what you need to do here is you need to see that these links are like a blueprint for massive exploitation. So you have sensitive data sitting in misconfigured clouds right now waiting to be found. The question is, by who? And of course, if the hackers are the ones that find it, then your accounts could be at risk. So here's the worst part. Even if your password is a complex password, it doesn't matter once it's leaked. Once it's leaked, it is available. And this is why, I know it drives some of you guys batty, but various websites, sometimes even computers, prompt you to reset your password, to change your passwords on a regular basis. This is one of the reasons why they do so. It doesn't matter. Once your password is leaked, it's leaked. You need to be aware of this. So former NSA expert Evan Dornbush put it bluntly, attackers don't need to guess, they have it already. And if you reuse that password, game over. That's why Google is pushing for passkeys. The FBI is begging you to stop clicking sketchy links, and why you need to act now. So here's what we're recommending. We are recommending that you use and implement a secure password management system. We have a secure password management system, and with a secure password management system, what you can do, you can create the secure, unique passwords for every single site, so that you're not, because I know what, it's difficult to remember and to come up with complex passwords. A lot of people use their kids' names, their dogs' names, their cats' names. They're using their grandkids' names. They're using their date of birth. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Many of you listening, you're saying, hey, that's me. A lot of you are using the same password at multiple sites. And here's what happens. If you use the same password at multiple sites, let's say your password to your email address is hacked, and the hackers, hack into your email provider. They find the username, they find the password, they are able to get into your email address. Well, they're going to go to multiple sites. They're going to go to Facebook. They're going to go to Instagram. They're going to go to other sites out there. They're going to see if you use that same username and the same password, and they're going to get into those. And what are they going to do there? You might say, hey, I don't have anything that's worth stealing. I guarantee you have something worth stealing, because you know what? You have a reputation, you have friends, you have relatives. If you're in business, you have customers, you have vendors, you have you can imagine your customers all receiving an email that says it comes from you, claiming that they owe money, and click this link to pay, and they click the link and they pay, but they're paying the hackers. They're not paying you. This could be very devastating if someone gets a hold of your email address. The same thing happens with and it could, even if you're just a consumer, you're going to get your friends, your relatives, they're going to get emails. They're going to say, hey, you know what? I'm trying to buy a gift card. My card's not working. I need to buy a gift card. My anniversary's coming up. Can you please, just send me a gift card and I'll pay you back. And you know what? The person, hey, you know what? If they were in trouble, if they really had that situation, you would help them out. They would pay you back. But this is hackers that you're dealing with. So So the same type of thing can happen on Facebook. And even, Facebook, it could be even worse if you are a business. With a residential, it's difficult enough, but if you're a business, they have access to your Facebook page. Can you imagine all that you've worked for, the people that have liked your page, the people that follow your page, all that in some businesses, their Facebook page is a really big part of their advertising. Can you imagine a hacker getting on there and posting inappropriate information in your Facebook account and your Facebook page being totally banned by Facebook, and you can't get it back? You have to rebuild from scratch. So this is why you need to use a unique password at every single site. You also want to implement MFA. Now, what is MFA? There's a lot of acronyms when we talk about computers. So MFA stands for multi-factor authentication. So it's where you're using your username, plus you're using your password, plus you're using an MFA code. Our password management system that we use actually requires your username, then your MFA code, then your password. That way, a hacker can't even get in to actually type in your password unless they first have your MFA code. So this really can help protect you. It stops over 99% of all hacking attempts in most cases. There's also, if you have a good password manager, our password manager has an add-on that is it is a dark web monitoring, and it actually monitors your usernames and passwords against the dark web. And if your username and password is on the dark web, it warns you. Also, if your username and password is weak, it'll warn you so that you can go in and change those. If your username and password if you're using the same password at multiple sites, it will warn you about that as well. And you can go in and change that. I use this, and when I go to a website, and every now and then I look at the password, I'm like, you know what? I've had that password for a long time. This service hasn't prompted me, it hasn't required me to change the password, but really I should change this password. And I change it with a click of a button. This password management system is able to create a 20 character, 30 character. I can go higher and go all the way up to 99 characters. A lot of websites won't support that many characters for a password, but if a website does, you can go all the way up to that. A mixture of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, special characters, totally randomized. Doesn't make any sense in the world, and definitely this can actually help protect you. You also want to assume that you've already been compromised, because again, 16 billion, there's a lot of records out there. So you might want to get out there, go and change your usernames, change your passwords, make sure that your accounts are protected, that your systems are secure. And look at, sometimes people are using, let's say you have a Google account, and you go to a website and they say you can log in with Google. Well, if you do that, then, you're actually giving that website a certain rights over your Google account and certain information they can share. So you want to be cautious about this, but get out there, your major sites, your banking websites, your check the passwords, your social media accounts, your email accounts. Go out there, change the passwords. Again, hopefully they're configured where they require you to change your password periodically. But even if they don't, go out and change your passwords. And it's super simple with a password manager. We'll talk more about that here in just a few minutes. So one of the things that you need to do in addition to this is just make sure that your system is secure, and make sure that your usernames and passwords are unique, they're secure, and that you're changing them on a regular basis. And really the only way you can do that to really come up with a secure, and we actually a few weeks ago, we actually did produce a video where we showed you a free way that you can actually create your username, a unique username or not a unique username. By the way, on some sites they allow you to change your username to not use your email address, or even, in some cases you can even use a forwarding email address. I would encourage you to do that. It just adds an extra layer of protection. But you want to create a unique password. And so I actually showed you a few weeks ago how you can actually create a unique password using an Excel formula. And we'll actually roll that out to a separate video so that you can watch that. And we'll also link to that in the description when this video goes out to a separate video as well. We'll link to that as well so that you can actually watch that. If you want to do it the free way, you can do it. We showed you how you can create a password protected spreadsheet, and there's a lot of manual work there. It's going to be a little bit difficult to actually use complex passwords on your phone because you're probably not going to have access to that spreadsheet unless you put it out on the cloud. And do you want to put a file that has your usernames and passwords out on the cloud? I don't know about that. I really wouldn't do that. But there's some things that you can do to protect yourself here. But if you want to make it easy, you come up with a unique complex password for a password manager. And by the way, they're not all created equal. Some of them have low security and they allow they put your accounts at risk. The one we uses high security, and but all you have to do is have that username, that password. Again, you're going to have an MFA key or code as well. You don't have to have that, but we recommend it. It actually protects your computer, protects your accounts. And so you get in there, you remember this one password, and it's able to create unique complex passwords for every site, help you change all of that. If you're interested in getting that service for yourself, it's very inexpensive. Give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now, or give us a call, 772-340-1590, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC. This is Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, A Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to A Faster PC, or A Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Microsoft has announced that they are ending support for Windows 10 October 14, 2025. If you continue to use Windows 10 after that point, your computer will be susceptible to security vulnerabilities. A Faster PC can upgrade most computers to Windows 11, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer isn't compatible, and we can even do so remotely without you needing to bring your computer in. Don't be a sitting duck for hackers. Let a Faster PC upgrade your computer. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
When you need to protect your computer from hackers,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.fastpc.com. www.afasterpc.com.
That's www.afasterpc.com. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
For more information, call 772-878-5978. Welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to A Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for A Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back. We're ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, cybersecurity questions. If you've missed any part of this show, want to watch it again, the link at the top of the page is live technical support. That shows you on the right side various ways that you can actually watch this show. And of course, you can type your questions into the comment section. You can also, from those videos, if you type your question after the fact, maybe after the show is live, or maybe too late in the show for us to actually cover it, we can actually cover that question in a future video, and we'll do that. Now, this is part of the show where we actually go over the biggest, most critical threats that are out there in the technology world. So some big threats. We already talked about the 16 billion credentials, usernames and passwords that have been leaked on the dark web. Also, Veeam Backup servers at risk of ransomware attack. There's Atlassian AI agent living off AI, proof of concept. We'll be talking about that. Also, critical Linux vulnerability, Citrix NetScaler critical vulnerability. There's a BeyondTrust remote code execution vulnerability in remote support software. There's a scattered spider attack targeting IT support teams at U.S. insurance firms. And there's a Zyxel Firewall vulnerability that is being attacked again back from 2013. So every week we actually go over the biggest and most critical security threats out there so that you can actually take action and you can protect yourself. And this week is really, you're looking at the same type of thing. Today, you're looking at major attacks. And so Veeam Backup server is at risk of a ransomware attack. Veeam is actually used for backing up. So it's a critical vulnerability, has been discovered in Veeam Backup and Replication version 12 that allows an authenticated domain user, regardless of privilege level, to remotely execute code on the backup server. This flaw poses a serious risk in domain-joined environments. as it could let attackers compromise backup infrastructure and potentially disable or tamper with recovery data. Veeam has released a patch to address this issue and strongly urges all affected users to update immediately. The vulnerability follows a trend of ransomware gangs exploiting Veeam's RCE remote code execution flaws to weaken backup defenses before launching attacks. To reduce exposure, organizations are advised to avoid domain joining their backup servers and enforce strict access controls, including multi-factor authentication. So this is critical. You want to make sure, and you might be out there saying, hey, you know what? And I know I've talked to dentists, I've talked to doctors, I've talked to lawyers, I've talked to business owners, and they say, you know what? We have good people here. We're not really worried that they're going to do something like this. But could they actually click on a link that would have let a hacker into their system? And if they let a hacker into their system with their username and their password, they could actually do major bad things on the network if the network's not configured properly. We also went over in the last segment 16 billion credentials found in a linked database. Now this is huge. Usernames and passwords to platforms like Google, Facebook, social media, other email platforms, Apple, Facebook, Telegram, Google, a number of other services out there, including even government sites. You want to make sure, again, you're using a strong password management system, changing your usernames and passwords on a regular basis. Also, in addition to that, using MFA, multi-factor or two-factor authentication, and again, using a password manager that has dark web monitoring so that you can actually monitor those usernames and passwords to see whether they are on the dark web. But just as a precaution, go out there and change your usernames and passwords. It's going to be a little bit tricky unless you use a password manager, or again, we showed a few weeks ago how to do that with an Excel spreadsheet if you want to do it manually. By the way, it doesn't cost very much for the password manager. It'll make your life a lot easier and a lot safer as well. So Atlassian AI agent has a living off AI point of concept or proof of concept attack that has revealed a critical vulnerability in Atlassian's AI agent, which leverages the model context protocol used within Jira Service Management. This flaw allows an anonymous, unauthenticated external user to exploit the AI agent, executing arbitrary commands without detection. Researchers demonstrated how attackers can leverage this weakness to perform unauthorized actions, warning that living off AI attack techniques are emerging. This incident highlights the need for stricter authentication, robust context handling, and enhanced security protocols within AI agent frameworks. Organizations using Atlassian AI's integration should monitor updates closely and apply patches as soon as they are available. There's a critical Linux vulnerability. A pair of critical local privilege escalation flaws have been discovered in major Linux distributions, affecting systems running pluggable authentication modules, or PAM, and the UDisk liblock dev components. The first allows an unprivileged user to allow active pull-kit status, while chaining the second flaw enables them to escalate fully to root via root, by the way, is a very high level of authentication via a crafted loop mounted file system. Given the ubiquity of affected components, nearly all systems with UDisk are vulnerable, making it imperative to apply vendor patches immediately or enforce stricter pull kit rules as a temporary mitigation. Administrators should prioritize updates and consider restricting PAM and UDIS configurations while monitoring for secondary exploitations and kernel flaws. There's a Citrix NetScaler critical vulnerability that Citrix has released a patch to address this in NetScaler ADC and Gateway. This is rated 9.3 out of a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the highest, for out-of-bounds memory reads caused by insufficient input validation. The update also addresses the high-severity improper access control bug in the NetScaler management interface, along with fixes in secure access client and workspace for Windows for privilege escalation vulnerabilities. So if you're using this Citrix NetScaler, make sure that you're getting out there and installing the patches ASAP. There's a BeyondTrust RCE, or remote code execution vulnerability in remote support software. A critical pre-authentication remote code execution vulnerability has been discovered in BeyondTrust remote support and privileged remote access platforms. This allows unauthenticated attackers to execute arbitrary code on the server, posing a significant threat to exposed deployments. BeyondTrust applied patches automatically to cloud hosting systems on June 16, 2025, and has released manual updates for on-premises deployments. As a temporary mitigation, administrators should enable SAML authentication, enforce session key usage, and disable features like the representative list and submission surveys to reduce risk until patches are fully deployed. Scattered spider attacks targeting IT support teams at U.S. insurance firms. This is something we talked about this last week, that IT support teams are under attack. Google's threat intelligence group has issued a warning that the financially motivated hacking group known as Scattered Spider has shifted its tactics to target U.S. insurance companies after previously hitting retailers in both the UK and U.S. This group is notorious for using sophisticated social engineering, often impersonating IT staff to bypass multi-factor authentication and breach help desk or call centers. Affected insurers reported network outages in early June, prompting warnings specifically for the insurance sector. Google and security experts advise firms to strengthen identity verification, segment network access, and train personnel to resist impersonation attacks, especially in customer support channels. By the way, a faster PC is implementing security measures to prevent this type of thing, although you need to actually train your staff as well, and yourself to not just accept a call, even if the caller ID says it's our number, and even if they say they're us, give us a call back. Make sure that you're actually talking to us. Do not just take the person's word for it on the phone. There are hackers and scammers that are exploiting. They're not honest, and they're trying to steal from you. And we haven't seen anything like this happen, but it could happen, and we want you to be alert and aware. And right now, this is happening in the insurance industry. What we're seeing also, there's a Zyxel Firewall vulnerability being used in attacks again. A 2-year-old critical vulnerability in Zyxel firewalls is seeing a sudden resurgence in attacks, according to Gray Noise. On June 16th, researchers observed a sharp spike with 244 unique IPs, likely from a Mirai-style botnet. A botnet is a group of computers that are out there on the internet they're infected, and they can be controlled and told to do a specific task. Hitting the flaw via UDP on port 500 across the US, UK, Spain, Germany, and India. This flaw enables remote OS command execution due to improper error handling, making patch systems vulnerable again. Organizations using Zyxel Firewalls are advised to immediately apply the official patch to block or filter port 500 exposure and monitor for suspicious activity to thwart exploitation. And I know this is a lot, and you might be out there saying, you know what, I don't even know if any of this applies to me. I don't know how in the world would I even start, and how can I protect myself? Well, you know, you do what you do. You have your skill set, and we do what we do. We have the ability to actually come in and see whether your systems are under attack and to take the effective action to protect yourself. So give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978. Also go to our website at fasterpc.com and schedule a free security discovery call.
We're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of this show, want to listen to or watch it again, or want to share it with your friends, head over to our website, fasterpc.com, and look at the top of the page. Right in the middle, there's a red button that says Live Technical Support. Click on that button. On the left-hand side, you'll see various ways that you can actually request live technical support from a Faster PC's technicians. On the right-hand side, you'll see how you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support, including on the radio, on the TuneIn app, on your Alexa or Google speakers, and on our podcast, as well as links to both our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, where you'll not only be able to hear the show, but also see the show. We also have links to our YouTube channel's video page, where you can watch individual segments, and then also our shorts page, where you can watch little snippets of a Faster PC live technical support. We're open today until 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 to 5, and next Saturday, we'll be open from 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning here on WPSL at 10 a.m. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church YouTube channel, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. If you have any computer questions for next week's show, you can type those into the comment section of our live videos over at YouTube and Facebook. Again, you can get the links to both of those by clicking on the live technical support button at our website, the top middle, and you can request live technical support on that page as well. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
One of the biggest problems we face in America today is absentee fathers. Many children are growing up today without a father in the home. It was Barack Obama who told us what happens when you remove a father from the home. You're 9 times more likely to end up in prison, 6 times more likely to drop out of high school, 12 times more likely to live a life of poverty. It's time we return to doing things God's way.
WPSL, Port St. Lucie.
More attacks. I'm Paul